a lot of it out, a lot of the wood off. It's a lot easier working with this one. It is green. I'll tell you what, if this works out, I'm going to shave them all down. Be a lot less work. At least I'll be in that shaved down position. Looks like we need to get some kind of profile going on the belly. So we need to take some wood off the belly. Do the other side. All right, we got most material off this thing. I don't know how well you can see that. Pretty straight. It's got some propeller twist, but I'm going to get that out with heat. All right, we got a lot of this thing down. Some things carved out. The handle shaved a little bit. I need to heat treat this thing. I guess let's get some rest and get back at it tomorrow. All right, well, I've kind of started on this while I was getting the fire going earlier today. Ate lunch, coming back at it. The goal here is heat treat this thing and see about getting this propeller twist and this curve out of this bow, and then I'm going to fire harden it. That's the plan for the day. Yeah, definitely. I want to bend it in this area and see if I can pull it over like so without bending that back there. So let's heat it up, see if we can do it. All right. Oh yeah, it's moving right here. I like that. We're gonna try that. We need to go over here. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna see what happens. All right, it's been on here for a few hours. I've actually made a new set of coals. The other one's burned out. Had that thing all the way down. Started a new set of coals and working my way down again, removing bricks. When it started misting, yeah, let's drop this thing down. Drop her down. Until these coals go out, we're gonna leave her down. All right, we got this booger out of the form. Fire hardened it. It's not too bad. Straightened out pretty good. So, kind of like heat treating it, except for I put it in a form and forced it to be in a spot and then heated it up. I didn't do too much on the limbs here, or the tips here, but this is my mark. I'm going to cut that off there anyway, eventually. Kind of left it there just for safety if there was any water escaping quickly at the tip or something. If it cracked, then I had a little bit of room to play. But we're going to start taking material off these limbs and start getting them to bend. So basically we'll do this for a while on both sides and get the rasp out, maybe. I'm not 100% sure yet. And we'll just go from there. So I'll see you after some grueling minutes. I just kind of wanted to show you guys this, ladies and gentlemen. The color difference here. This really dark stuff here is the center of that tree, which was already dark to begin with, but this was all white wood, like down here, type white. So that fire really penetrated. I've already taken a growth ring off this thing, and yeah, it's starting to peel off a little bit normal, but you can tell it's still hard. It's harder, but the first layer really brittle and just coming off in, like, I don't know, not shavings, chunks. I'm actually pretty darn glad I left material on here when I hardened this thing over the fire. I think that was a really wise move. Alright, I don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to stop here. It's bending pretty good. Let's start working on the other side. It's pretty good. That one there, I really don't want to take off any more off that one. It already feels like there's not going to be much taken off that thing. So let's work on the handle. I'm going to really slow down on the tillering on the limbs. I'm not taking anything else off these limbs until this handle is to where it's almost finished. So this is the last thing I'm going to do is fine tune the handle and get this thing on a tillering rack and round off the edges on top and get myself a little bit more shaved up to the line. But that's all I'm going to do, and then get it on the tillering rack and start taking, if I have to, which I'm hoping I have to, take off material, make this thing lose weight. So basically right now I'm taking a spoke shave, really mild setting, and trimming down the sides of the limbs, and take a little bit off at a time and get right down to that line that I created a long time ago. Alright, I've shaved off quite a bit. Sides look pretty good, consistent on a taper, both sides. Well, just from eyeballing it, it looks pretty good. I could be wrong though. I've been wrong before. I could get a measuring device out and check. But boy, it feels pretty darn good. So we're just going to tiller a little bit here on the vise put it on the tree. Gosh, it bends really nice already. Same, this side's stiffer. The spoke shave guy works pretty good. We'll take some off right here. It still needs more right here. Take the edges down, I forgot to do that. You're gonna wanna do that before you really start bending, because if you got any nick on the top of that growth ring, it could just break your bow, you're done. Start all over again. Just take a little bit more of this handle off the sides so it don't throw my tiller off later, and carve some string knocks in this thing. All right. Okay. I have got a little bit of work done on the handle. I made it a little arrow rest. Never made one of those before. I think my son will appreciate that. That way he knows kind of where to put the arrow. But it feels pretty good in my hand. A little small, but should fit him pretty darn good. Made some temporary knocks. The bow is supposed to be cut off right there, so I'll make some nice knocks, but this is for the tillering process. I might actually leave a little bit on there. I'm not 100% sure yet, but that's the goal. That's where that side's supposed to be cut off as well. It's all jagged up tip. I don't care. I just need something to put a string on. I did take sandpaper to all these edges too on the back side. You really don't want any nicks or burrs, anything peeling up, because that's going to be a spot to where it can just run away and completely just blow this thing apart. So I sanded all of it. I mean, that was one reason. Another reason is I'm pretty much done with the back and the sides. It ain't gonna hurt nothing to finish that off now and get it out of the way. But feels pretty good. We are, I think, ready for the tillering tree. So let's go over to the tree and see what this thing will do. Oh, sweet, it does fit. I was worried about that right off the bat. I'm like, oh man, what if that don't fit in there? So I want to find the center of the bow, which is right here. Kind of put that right on in the center where this thing's gonna be getting pulled from. Looks pretty good. I like the looks of this bow. Hopefully the string don't jump off there. It shouldn't, but you never freaking know. Boy, that's a little too loose. Let's fix that real quick. I guess you can be too loose. Should have told my first girlfriend that. I don't know what we're going for. 30 pounds probably. There's 25. There's 30. 30. I wonder what that noise was. It's the rope. You don't want to hear anything at this point. Yeah, I've got to take some off this area here. Clearly, I'd say clear through here. I'm going to start with that. Took some off here. I'm going to try and keep this bow in the same direction every time I put it in here, so it doesn't throw me off. Looks like I need more over here. Looks a little stiff. I'm starting to bend here. I'm going to leave that alone. And I'm going to leave the right side alone. Ooh, that looks better. That looks better. There's 40 40. Man, this is just as strong, if not stronger, than my other bow. 40 right there at that nail. Well, let's get it on that nail. It's getting tough to pull back. Stand back and look at this thing. Sucker looks really good. It's really uniform on both sides. At this point, and it looks like the tips are pretty much down to a level ground. Not a level ground, but even with each other. It looks really good. I am going to take material off both sides now. Alright, let's get her down. And no string follow. Gosh dang, that's just so awesome. My last one had all kinds of string follow. Well, the first one I built, the one that's not broken. So now we're gonna go down. It's been sitting on there. You've seen that for, I don't even know, a few minutes. We're gonna go down to that nail again. Still at 40 pounds. Man, this is going really well. This is going really well. I'm liking this bow so far. Let's just hope it don't break. Could almost get that next nail. Almost. I'm gonna take more material off. All right, we can make it to that next nail. Let's put it on the next nail. Oh, it's hard to get on there. All right, step back and look at this thing. We'll take a little bit more off this side. I think I'll do the entire limb. Get closer out to the tip here too, on both sides, and then we'll put her back on there. No string follow. This bow is badass. Let's see here. Oh, that looks better. Oh yeah, we're at that nail now, right at 40. Put it back on there. From this point on, I'm thinking I just need to take material off both limbs, because my tiller is really nice. That looks really nice. All right, we've taken off equal amount on both sides, which was not much. 6 good scrapes. I can get down to that 40, the previous mark, pretty good. Easier than I thought. All right, we've gained some travel here. All right, I took off a little bit more material than I might have should have. We are gonna find out. Oh, that looks good. Where's my 40? Ooh, I'm below that. I'm below it now. We need another nail. Let's see if we can get to that nail. Oh yeah, we'll get to that nail. Let's put it on that nail. Oh my gosh, that looks good. That looks real good. I think it's time to brace the bow. Almost had it. Some people do this. I don't know. Yes, it's a little easier. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Stupid Stupid stretchy cord. Bow's too strong for this crappy string. Gosh dang. That was too much work. Need a regular string. All right. Oh, you can really tell now that right limb is stronger than the left, or weaker than the left. Oh no. Oh, that's that. Gosh dang, that scared me. The string is noisy down here, crunching. I don't know. It's making me nervous. It's going to scare the hell out of me if that thing explodes. Let it sit like that for a minute. All right. Get it off of there. We need to make a string for it. Anyway, I'm going to go get something to eat. Get some rest and we'll be back at it. All right, it's quite a bit length right there on the end. I just tied a basic knot so it wouldn't fall apart. Now we're going to need to wax the rest of the string. I didn't wax the center of it. So we got this end, which is the fixated end, I guess is what I want to say. The non-adjustable end. We'll put one end in on the knock. Try and get a basic length for this thing. So if I brace it, be almost 3 inches shorter. We'll start right there. So we're going to leave that alone for now. Now that my string is basically made, I'm going to scrape off this cambium clear along the whole back and then final tiller it. All right, we got most of it off. The ends are different colors because I didn't fire harden the very tips, which will be fine. It's pretty good. I think I'll sand the rest of it down lightly and finish it after I get done tillering it. But as of right now, this thing is ready to be final tillered. So I think is what I'll do is I'll put it on the rack right now and see what it's drawing, see if that took any weight off, because I didn't really realize how much was on the back of that bow. So we're going to see if it took any weight off and go from there. Not 100% sure. I'm going to have to look at this at a different day. We're going to call it a day on this one today, and we'll be back at it next time. All right, we're back in another day. I've got these knocks pretty much knocked out. They didn't come out too bad. The string knocks on the end of the bow. Not the straightest of fellers, but boy, they look all right. So the tips are pretty much finished. I need to take some material off these limbs. See how this side here especially is thicker than that side? I think I need to bevel out this side all the way down. This one looks pretty fair. This side's thicker than the other side again. So let's bevel out this side all the way down and get this on the tillering tree again. You don't want to take too much off. And it's starting to washboard a little bit. Leave that one alone. It looks like it's pretty darn even from side to side now, I would say. Let's do the same thing to the other side. I can't believe how much material I've taken off this belly of the bow after I fire hardened it, and how much brown wood I'm still getting. That's crazy. I really gave her the old what for on the fire hardening. We're still going to use the loose string until we get a pretty good draw on her, and then we'll put the short string on it and finish the tiller. There's 30. Could easily get to that nail. Easily get to that nail. Easier than before. Right here. And right here. Let's adjust those, get it back up here. Straight right here. Still needs more out of this area. And over here, we're looking better. I'm thinking we need more out of this area again. That looks really good. I am going to take material off both limbs now, all the way down, and stay away from here. Pretty freaking straight, man. Looking really good. Let's take some more off. 40 pounds of 23-inch draw. Very slight string follow. So I am going to work on getting the string on this thing and bracing this bow, which means putting string on it and getting her braced up. All right, I've already done a lot of work today, cleaned the garage and everything, but last night I made a string for this that basically fits it. I had them on there a couple times, let it sit for about a half hour at a time. Bracing this bow don't look too bad at all. Not bad at all. It looks really good. I think I'm going to gosh, it just looks really good when I look down this thing. A couple spots that aren't the best, but I can already tell this is going to be a fast bow. Boy, it's just really springy. And just bracing it, I've got to be at 25-30 pounds just by bracing it. So I'm pretty sure this thing's going to lose a lot of weight. I got a lot of weight to lose. Put it on this nail here. Step back and see what it looks like. Looks really good. I'm just going to start shedding weight. That's about 30 pounds. I'm looking for 35 at possibly 25 inch draw. I don't know if I'll make it there. But boy, we're sure gonna keep trying. Kind of give you an idea of how I'm tillering this thing. For one, you don't want to nick this string. I'm pretty much flat on both these. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking off the edges. 10 swipes. I'll do 5 and 5, one side, 5 the other side. Move to the other limb. Do the same thing. Put it back on there. Keep repeating this process until I get really close to where I want to be. That's about 35 pounds. Still got about 5 inches to go to get where I want it to be. Man, I can tell now, stringing this thing up, it has shed a lot of weight. That was 35 pounds right there before. Stand back and look at it again. Woo! Okay, that right limb has definitely caught up. Might need to do some repairs on that right side. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. It might look like it's bending more here and here, but you got to remember there's that initial bend in the bow already. That was already there. That's pretty freaking close. Just making sure that this stays level when I go from string knock to string knock on the sides. I don't want it looking like this. It looks pretty level because I know the bow is level in the tree right there. So that's pretty good. Also gives you an idea of your radius. Putting a straight edge in there. It does for me anyway. Alright, let's check our poundage because our tiller looks really good. It's a lot weaker in there, I can already tell. Which is fine. That's what we're going for. Going for something for my son. Some sort of short bow. Ooh, all right, here we go. Now we're getting where we need to be. Got 40 pounds at 23 inches. We need to take off a little bit more. We need to take off a little bit more. Now we need to start going a little bit less because we're getting really close. Tillers stayed pretty good for the most part. Just keep checking it though. Keep checking it. Looks pretty good. This one's always been really nice. This side here is funny, but I still think we're all right. As long as my son or myself doesn't pull it back too far. Well, let's check our poundage here. It's 30. $35. 40 at 24 inches. We're almost there. I'm at 23-inch draw at about 37 pounds, 38 pounds. I'm thinking I need to take more off. Let's do 5 more scrapes off both sides. You can immediately tell this one is further along. It's right off the bat. And it's slightly crooked. Let's check our poundage and our draw length. Now I know I'm going to take some off the other side and not touch that one, regardless of where we're at. Ooh. 40 pounds, 24.5 inches. Let's take some off the other side. Start right there immediately. Let's do that. We've got to be close. I might need to go a little bit further on that side, but we're pretty freaking close. Check that. I haven't heard a peep out of this bow at all. At least I don't think I have. It's pretty straight. Let's check our pounds and our draw length again. For the millionth time. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it. I think it's gonna be perfect for him. Gosh dang. All right, I think I pretty much got her where I want it to be for the most part. Tiller actually looks pretty good. I like one limb over the other, but it's not completely 100% straight and even, but when they're pulled back to full draw, they look pretty good. That's kind of what I was going for. Full draw is somewhere in right there, somewhere right there. Be good enough for my son until he grows up, and he's gonna have to get a different one, but let's see how she shoots. We'll just shoot some random arrows through this thing. If I hit the refrigerator, I hit the refrigerator. I've hit it before. Yikes. Pretty fast. It does not come out there straight though. Does not come off the bow straight. At all. Let's try a different arrow. Yeah, that arrow's a lot better. Man, that's a fast bow. Old hickory. Shoots all right. I think I'm gonna go outside and shoot it at a target that's further away. What I got left, sand this thing down real well. I mean, real good. It'll probably shed a couple pounds just by sanding it down. It's kind of like tillering it when you sand all the edges off. And serve the string, finish the string, get rid of this knot. Loop it in like the other side, make it a permanent string for this bow, serve the string and put a couple string silencers on it. Seal it up, might even put some designs on it, I don't know. Pretty freaking cool, man, pretty cool. Awesome.